Good evening, Belize, and welcome to XTV's news broadcast for Tuesday, May 19, 2026. Making the headlines tonight are environmental fines now too lower to deter offenses. PUP announces June application window ahead of 2027 municipal elections. And veteran Belizean journalist Aaron Humes passes away. We take a first break and return with the news in detail.
As a small business, I started to attend pop-up shops like many other businesses, and we found that our customers wanted to pay by card and not cash. I went to Atlantic Bank, and immediately, without a problem, it's like, yes, you can have a POS system. That POS system we now use in-house, and we can also take it countrywide wherever we are. They were willing to take the time. They were willing to be patient with us as we grew our business, and that, for us, that meant the world.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Life moves fast. Your connection should keep up. Need more credit? More data? A flex bundle that fits your lifestyle? With Smart Prepaid, they're a prepaid option for every lifestyle and budget, making it easy to stay connected wherever you are. Because with Smart Prepaid, you can connect on your terms. Purchase credit, data, flex bundles, prepaid plans, and all your favorite prepaid services at any Smart agent, Smart showroom, or simply dial *100# key. No stress, no waiting, just fast, easy, convenient ways to stay connected every day. Smart Prepaid. Connect on your terms.
This Mother's May, celebrate the woman who makes the house feel like home all month long. Great deals like 15% off bathroom and kitchen fixtures from Moen, Hansgrohe, and Duraflow. Plus 15% off Hispasensa tiles, Stormguard windows, and 40% off Sunlight windows. And 15% off Berger paints and huge savings on clearance colors. So come in to Habet and Abet or Brothers Abet, call us or WhatsApp us today and make this Mother's May one to remember. Happy Mother's Day to all marvelous moms.
The Ministry of Infrastructure Development and Housing hereby advises the public of the commencement of works for temporary bridge crossings at 2 locations in Belize City. The first temporary bridge crossing is being constructed near the Belcan Bridge, extending between the Belize Water Services Limited (BWSL) parking lot on the south side and the vacant lot adjacent to the Save You store on the north side. Construction of a second temporary bridge crossing near the Swing Bridge between the Bottom Dollar parking area and Regent Street West is scheduled to commence during the week of May 18, 2026. Works at both locations generally include driving of foundation piles, placement of bridge girders, construction of reinforced concrete deck structures, associated marine and support works. To facilitate construction activities, barges and other marine equipment may be positioned within the Hallover Creek and may remain in place until work is completed. The temporary bridge structures are being constructed to maintain public access and traffic circulation during the planned reconstruction of the Swing Bridge and Belcan Bridge later this year. MIDH advises all mariners and users of the Hallover Creek that active construction zones will be in effect at both locations. As such, All marine vessels are hereby advised that a no-wake zone will be enforced for approximately 200 feet on either side of each construction area. Operators of marine vessels and all users of the Hollover Creek are asked to exercise caution when navigating through work zones, observe all posted signage and safety instructions, reduce speed and comply with no-wake restrictions, remain attentive to construction personnel and equipment, extend courtesy and cooperation with workers on site. The Ministry thanks the public and the maritime community for their patience, understanding, and cooperation as we work to modernize and improve the nation's infrastructure. For further information on the project, please contact the Project Execution Unit at 614-3195.
You're up against some tough challenges. But not all heavy-duty lubricants can handle the pressure. Until now. Introducing Ridgeline Lubricants. A homegrown solution engineered right here to solve the hurdles you face every day. Backed by experts who understand the ups and downs of where you're operating and what's at stake. Specially formulated to protect your equipment so you can push past grueling hours, heavy loads, and harsh conditions to reach for greater productivity. Ridgeline Lubricants. Long live your equipment.
Welcome back with your news. I am Drea Espinosa. More than a dozen conservation groups, community organizations, and the Placencia Village Council have issued a joint statement expressing what they describe as, quote, profound and collective frustration with the government's handling of Belize's sensitive marine and coastal ecosystems. The signatories say Belizeans who depend on these resources are witnessing the daily degradation of mangroves, seagrass beds, beaches, fishing flats, and coral reefs. They note that despite repeated requests, authorities routinely ignore meaningful dialogue, transparency on proposed developments, and even basic updates on the status of required permits. The groups point to illegal dredging, unpermitted mangrove clearing, wastewater dumping, and weak monitoring of mitigation measures. They argue that the failure to issue strict penalties, suspend permits, or halt operations when developers violate their environmental compliance plans has created a culture of impunity, particularly for repeat offenders. Too often, they say, violations are only addressed after irreversible damage has already occurred. The coalition is calling on the government of Belize to immediately suspend all approval processes for developments within protected areas and sensitive habitats, including Bacalar Chico, Hull Chan Marine Reserve, the Placencia Peninsula, Crozal Bay Wildlife Sanctuary, and offshore keys until a new system is established that includes co-managers, local councils, and relevant agencies in reviewing coastal development decisions. While the group demand that all necessary resources be deployed to ensure strict enforcement of existing environmental laws, the Department of the Environment admits limitations in that regard. The Chief Environmental Officer, Anthony Mai, says they rely on members of the public serving as whistleblowers.
Everyone knows that our government department has limitations, and even if you have 100 persons working at the department and the mining unit, we will still not be able to monitor all the work that we ought to do. But I mean, we can't use that as an example. To me, how this situation transpired is a clear indication of how well the system works, right? And when I talk about the system, I don't talk about the government system. I talk about how environmental issues are managed throughout the country, right? And so the government, in this case, the Department of Environment, the mining unit, issued a permit to do works within the environment. It appears that the work was not going according to the approval, and interested persons on the ground notified the government departments of what was happening. We went out, we stopped the activity immediately and asked for it to remove. We will do the proper investigation and due diligence to see how to move forward. So what I'm trying to say is that we don't need to have enough personnel to be able to monitor every single permit that we have. I think the public does a very good job at reporting illegal activities when they become apparent. I mean, imagine a development going on, activities going on at Funky, right? We receive information that dredging is going on in Funky. So we always get good information. We always get good reports from the public, and we investigate every single one of them. So the system is working.
Members of the Placencia Village Council say if the local authorities were made aware of permit issuance, they could keep an eye on things before it gets out of control. They stated, quote, "It shouldn't be that we wait until the damage is already done." So many projects go unseen because they are in areas that aren't visible from the road, beach, or lagoon in the case of the Placencia Peninsula. There are a lot of channels that are hidden areas where these same permits are being violated, end quote. Mai also admitted that the fines for environmental offenses may now be too low to deter offenses.
When the environmental laws was passed in 1992, the environmental laws had some of the highest penalties back then, right? So our legislation were referred to as being very progressive because it had stiff penalties. The highest penalties that we have in our environmental law is $200,000 Belize dollars. Below that is $100,000, and then we have $50,000, $25,000, and $5,000. Now, even $100,000, for example, I've heard where people believe that for large development, when you charge them $100,000, some development will take that loss in the initial stage and know that they will have to pay a fine, so they will just go ahead and violate the law and then pay that fee. So unfortunately for us, this is what is in the law. I can't legally charge anyone beyond what is within the environmental law. So if you're asking me if we need to review and revise the increase of those penalties, I would say that that is something that we could look at potentially to see how we move forward. But it cannot be, it has to be a very open, broad, and sober conversation on what the realistic amount would be. Our environmental laws have again, they're progressive, so they have a ceiling and a flooring in terms of what we could charge. And even if we go to court with some of these violations, the magistrates are bound to charge penalties between the flooring and the ceiling. And so, yeah, but in terms of having a real conversation on increasing penalties for environmental matters, I mean, I'm not averse to that. I think that's something that we definitely need to do in the future.
We understand that there is already a move to increase fines as well as permit fees that are also considered to be very low. At a meeting Monday of the National Executive of the ruling People's United Party to prepare for the 2027 municipal elections, the party set June 1 to 19 as the window to receive applications for mayor and councillor positions in all 9 municipalities. A recommendation was made for Orange Walk Mayor Ladrick Shepherd to go uncontested, but that will only be confirmed after the application period closes. In Belize City, the race is expected to be competitive, with 2 young, formidable candidates, Elude Miller and Alan Pollard, said to be preparing to vie for the mayoral post. Both have served as deputy mayor, while current Mayor Bernard Wagner has publicly expressed support for Miller, who is his son-in-law. Caribbean Shores area rep Kareem Musa has declined to endorse either candidate.
I've heard 2 names so far, and 2 of them are young, dynamic, vibrant leaders in Belize City. Elude Miller, who is the deputy mayor, as well as Alan Pollard. At the end of the day, the delegates will decide who I'm going to vote for. I'm not going to disclose that to you, but I think our Caribbean Shores delegates will decide based on their performance as councillors, which one of those individuals, and maybe even more. We don't know who else might enter the race, but like I said, any of those 2 candidates would be excellent mayoral candidates for the People's United Party.
Just yesterday, relatives of City Administrator Dr. Candice Pitts made Facebook posts suggesting she would be best choice for Belize City Mayor using the hashtag Dr. Pitts for Mayor. They pointed out that Pitts received the highest number of votes among all candidates when she ran in the 2018 municipal elections. Belizean journalist Aaron Humes, 39, a longtime reporter whose career spans stints at the Amandala newspaper, several mainstream radio, and television newsrooms, including Creme Radio and now XTV, and most recently, Breaking Belize News, has passed away. Humes was known for his steady, detail-driven reporting. Over the years, he became a recognized voice in Belizean journalism. For close to 2 decades, Humes built his reputation in print and later transitioned to digital platforms. A consistently high-output journalist, he was quietly dedicated to the craft. As recently as Monday, he attended the weekly police briefing. He was later hospitalized at the KHMH for treatment. He had previously indicated that he was on medication for a non-communicable disease. We extend condolences to his family, for whom he was a pillar, colleagues, and friends. Former Amandala assistant editor Adele Ramos stated of Humes, quote, "Aaron was always a pleasure to work with. No story was too small or too big for Aaron Humes. That's how humble and courageous he was," end quote. Belize health authorities have confirmed 8 cases of measles thus far in 2026, and additional suspected cases are under review. The Ministry of Health and Wellness is advising the public to remain vigilant about exposure risk associated with international travel and recently identified cases. It notes that unvaccinated persons who live near to or have traveled recently to border communities are at an increased risk of getting measles. Measles is a highly contagious viral illness that spreads through the air when an infected person coughs or sneezes. It is a serious illness, especially for children under the age of 5. The ministry says it has increased its surveillance and response nationwide. Anyone who believes they have been exposed to measles should contact the nearest health center or call 0800 MOH CARE. After the break, NBC CEO steps down at the end of probationary period. Stay with us.
Nando's Wholesale is your market leader in Belize's wholesale industry when it comes to high-quality products at the most reasonable and competitive prices. With over 40 years in the wholesale business, Nando's Wholesale embraces the partnership of the hotel industry in Belize by providing world-renowned brands in wines, seasonings, condiments, and cleaners in industrial sizes, as well as small and large kitchen appliances and equipment. Nando's also takes pride in providing one of the quietest and most durable air conditioning systems in Belize with technical support and spare parts. Nando's Wholesale. Professional, reliable, effective, and prompt. Nando's Wholesale always delivers. Visit us at www.nandos.bz or send an email to nandos@nandos.bz. Or, even better yet, give us a call today at 222-500 or 280-8080 to speak to one of our sales representatives today.
Whether you are a busy person or stuck in traffic or having an adverse or very demanding circumstance, tension builds up, causing you to be stressed out. Stress attacks everyone, anytime, any age. And stress is a killer. Palm City? It's best to be alive than dead. So visit Freetown Drugstore to get options to relieve stress and to relax your mind.
Yes, sir. What can I do for you today?
I'm so stressed out.
Okay, I'll help you out right now. When I this daily, for 10 days, I am good after that, okay?
Okay.
Freetown Drugstore, 28 Freetown Road, where you are better off alive than dead. Freetown Drugstore, telephone 223-2876.
Look here, your kitchen light there and never in the kitchen.
But I'm going back in there right now.
And the coffee maker?
Just to try keep my coffee warm for later.
Where do you know?
I'll try to think about what to eat.
You know the more you open or close the fridge, it takes longer for the food cool. For a hot day like today, it burns more energy. You to charge your phone right now?
No.
Plug it out then. You really only wash 2 Lee socks and 1 Lee shirt? You don't know what small load burn the same amount of electricity as large loads?
But this is my favorite shirt.
You have to be more energy efficient. Use large loads. This AC they blow hard. You know, if you keep the temperature at 25 degrees Celsius or higher, you burn less energy and you also keep the place cool. And for a nice day like today, turn off the AC, open up the house and make some fresh breeze come in.
You know what? I think I get it now. As consumers, we need to be more energy efficient and practice energy conservation.
The National Bus Company was established the second week of February 2025 when a 3-month transitional management team was appointed with Susanna Vanzi as CEO. Transport Minister Dr. Louis Zabane had described the initial period as a probationary phase. Now Vanzi has stepped down, telling the minister her other obligations require full attention. However, she remains a shareholder. The post has been advertised. Here's what Zabane said on appointment of the transitional team.
As the chairperson, we have Ms. Analog, who is a director in our ministry. We have another director that we chose, Ms. Jenny Neal. We have Senator Elena Smith, was chosen to the board. We also have Ms. Miriam Paz, an educator who works with the Ministry of Education. Then the operators, we have Mr. Jamie Williams from James. We have Mr. Sergio Chuk from Westline. And then we have Mr. Cod from the North. And Mr. Cod was chosen by the smaller operators. So we have a 7-member board in place now.
Has the CEO been chosen, or the board will now move to higher?
Right. So because we started operation yesterday, there's a 3-month management team that is in a probationary period. The board selected Ms. Susanna Vanzi from Floralia as the CEO. So she is running the company right now as we speak. And then they are in the process now of hiring our accounting staff, our HR staff, our operations staff. All of that is being put in place as we speak.
Is it that Ms. Vanzi, if she passes that promotional period, will remain permanently?
Yes, if the board so deems that her performance has been up to standard, that's for them to decide. Yes.
What was her position with Florida?
They own the company. Herself and her brother, Marvin Vanzi, were the owners of Flora, and they also manage their company.
So it's a transition in a sense. She's leaving one entity to go to the other.
No, because Floralia is now a part of the national company, so she's just within the new organization, right?
The government of Belize recently announced that the Immigration Department's offices in Belize City and Belmopan were being investigated following reports of missing funds and documents. Today, during the United Democratic Party's press conference, leader of the opposition, Honorable Tracy Tager Panton, said that corruption exists beyond the Immigration Department. She added that she believes corruption is Belize's biggest issue.
It's not only the Immigration Department. It's the Lands Department. It's the Police Department. There are payments being made from one statutory body to one marketing firm where we have no idea what those monies are being allocated for. This is not the government's private purse. And I will tell you, Paul, that my experience has been that when a fish stinks, it stinks from the head. And I have gone on record to say that corruption is the issue affecting this country. It is the issue. Because if the man in the parking lot see the CEO and the minister and the prime minister filling their pockets without no repercussions, I need for me peace. I need to eat. I need to take care of my family. I have to send my children to school. I want to build a house. I want to buy a car. I want my conditions of living to improve. And so corruption has become endemic in every phase of public service delivery. And my theory is that is the case because politicians, ministers, heads of departments, FOs, AOs are not held to account. The last audited financial report for this country we have on file is 2015, 2016. 10 years later, we can't hold anyone to account for the misappropriation, mismanagement, embezzlement of public funds.
Leader of the opposition, Honorable Tracy Tager-Panton, today spoke against the proposed National Health Insurance Authority bill. The bill would remove NHI from the jurisdiction of the Social Security Board and place it under a newly created independent statutory body. Panton said the proposed NHI authority would be the biggest bukut of all. While Panton affirms that her party supports 100% access to quality and affordable health care for all Belizeans, she said this proposed bill is weak and on accountability, vague on financing, and silent on the real cost of the service to the Belizean public.
This, my friends, is the biggest bukut of all. And let me be clear before anybody misquotes me. Universal health is a right, a human right, a constitutional right. The opposition supports 100% access to quality, affordable, primary health care for every Belizean. Let me say that again. The opposition supports access to quality, affordable, primary health care for every Belizean. But what we cannot support and what we will not support is the government using this promise of universal health care to pass a bill that is not ready to be passed. And why do I say that? It's weak on accountability. It's vague at best on financing. It's dangerous, my friends, in structure, and silent on the real cost to the Belizean people. It must not, this NHI authority bill, must not be rushed without full disclosure, without full consultation, without full financial transparency, and without strong patient protections.
The bill states that persons who are insurable employment, employers, the self-employed and retirees receiving pension or annuity may be required to pay NHI contributions. One observer says this would be similar to contributions paid to SSB. During today's UDP press conference, the party's leadership was asked if the party has started preparing for the upcoming municipal elections set for March 2027. The UDP senator and party chairperson, Honorable Sheena Pitts, indicated that they have started to prepare behind the scenes. However, She declined to share details and added they would do so at a strategic time. When asked for her thoughts on Belize City Mayor Bernard Wagner endorsing his son-in-law, Deputy Mayor Elude Miller, Pitts declared it is no concern of hers what the People's United Party does, as she is focused on what the UDP is doing. She went on to say that no matter who the PUP chooses, quote, we the confident neck, end quote.
That the UDP gearing up, like you said, and we're ready, and the names are being floated around. However, we are a party that strikes when the iron is hot. And so as much as I want you to poke me and get me to act when you're ready, we will do so after we have all our ducks in a row and we're ready to do so strategically in each municipality.
On that note, what do you make of the mayor endorsing his son-in-law as his successor?
How is that my concern? I cannot be bothered about the mayor, his son-in-law, his daughter-in-law, any in-law. You know what my concern is? The UDP and who our mayoral candidate will be. And our slate, because you know why? No care who he endorsed, we the confident. We are in the business of winning. Let him go atop the mountain and endorse his son-in-law. Let the PUP continue to fight because they were Alan Pollard and not the son-in-law, or so I hear. But on this side, can't bother with feeding eyes. We focus on our win and our strategy.
For her part, UDP leader Honorable Tracy Tager Panton declared that there is space under the UDP tent for everyone. She added that moving forward, the youth will make up an important part of the party's leadership. She said the focus will be on every type of people to ensure their voices are heard.
At this press conference, as evident, and you will see shortly in terms of our slate, the youth voice is going to be an integral part of leadership for the United Democratic Party movement. This is not going to be a token arrangement. This is not the youth is the future arrangement. The youths will help to shape here and now the future that we hope for and aspire for and envision for this country. The young people first, the not so young people, it's all going to be all inclusive, the women, the men, because it's hard to be a woman and navigate a very patriarchal space like political leadership. But we are charting the way forward. We're creating new pathways for everybody's voice.
After the break, Panton refers to her UDP detractors as mere noise in the market. Stay tuned.
Life moves fast. Your connection should keep up. Need more credit? More data? A flex bundle that fits your lifestyle? With Smart Prepaid, they're a prepaid option for every lifestyle and budget, making it easy to stay connected wherever you are. Because with Smart Prepaid, you can connect on your terms. Purchase credit, data, flex bundles, prepaid plans, and all your favorite prepaid services at any Smart agent, Smart showroom, or simply dial *100# key. No stress, no waiting. Just fast, easy, convenient ways to stay connected every day. Smart Prepaid. Connect on your terms.
As a small business, I started to attend pop-up shops like many other businesses, and we found that our customers wanted to pay by card and not cash. I went to Atlantic Bank, and immediately, without a problem, it's like, yes, you can have a POS system. That POS system we now use in-house, and we can also take it countrywide wherever we are. They were willing to take the time. They were willing to be patient with us as we grew our business, and that, for us, that meant the world.
At Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
In May, make Benny's your one-stop shop for appliances. We have Sankey refrigerators, stoves, microwaves, washers and dryers, freezers, smart TVs, and so much more for up to 19% off. Get amazing deals for mom and appliances all May long, and don't forget your B-Bucks whenever you make a purchase to be a part of our Homecation raffle to win $10,000 in December. Benny's, quality and savings.
Ministry of Infrastructure Development and Housing hereby advises the public of the commencement of works for temporary bridge crossings at 2 locations in Belize City. The first temporary bridge crossing is being constructed near the Belcan Bridge, extending between the Belize Water Services Limited (BWSL) parking lot on the south side and the vacant lot adjacent to the Save-You store on the north side. Construction of a second temporary bridge crossing near the Swing Bridge between the Bottom Dollar parking area and Regent Street West is scheduled to commence during the week of May 18, 2026. Works at both locations generally include driving of foundation piles, placement of bridge girders, construction of reinforced concrete deck structures, associated marine and support works. To facilitate construction activities, barges and other marine equipment may be positioned within the Hallover Creek and may remain in place until work is completed. The temporary bridge structures are being constructed to maintain public access and traffic circulation during the planned reconstruction of the Swing Bridge and Belcan Bridge later this year. MIDH advises all mariners and users of the Hallover Creek that active construction zones will be in effect at both locations. As such, all marine vessels are hereby advised that a no-wake zone will be enforced for approximately 200 feet on either side of each construction area. Operators of marine vessels and all users of the Hallover Creek are asked to exercise caution when navigating through work zones, observe all posted signage and safety instructions, reduce speed and comply with no-wake restrictions, remain attentive to construction personnel and equipment, extend courtesy and cooperation with workers on site. The Ministry thanks the public and the maritime community for their patience, understanding, and cooperation as we work to modernize and improve the nation's infrastructure. For further information on the project, please contact the Project Execution Unit at 614-3195.
Former UDP leader Moses Shine Barrow and former UDP chairman Alberto August recently both made public remarks criticizing current UDP party leader Tracy Tager Panton. She shot back today stating that she is busy leading the UDP ship through to 2030 and has no time or energy to lend to the, quote, noise in the market.
That's the elephant in the room. And let me say this. I was not asked or endorsed to lead this party to focus on the noise in the market.
Correct.
I have a duty and I have an obligation to the people who are interested in moving this party forward. There's no magic wand. I've been in this role less than 6 months. You know what we inherited. 0 in a bank account. A headquarters that was in shambles. A constitution that was dismantled, dismissed. Caretakers were ousted. No sense of fair play, no sense of transparency, no sense of accountability. And I have said, and I continue to say, this party is talented. and there's room under the tent for anyone who wants to be productive, who wants to be constructive, who wants to help the work of rebuilding the party and for us to regain the trust and the confidence of the people. But there's also a thing called natural attrition, you know. Not everybody want to get on a ship, and if you don't get on a ship, you do so at your peril. Because one thing I will tell you, Pat, this ship was sail, and I will captain this ship. I will captain this ship straight through to 2030.
Last week, footage was captured of a shootout between police and occupants in a vehicle in Belmopan. 2 males have since been charged after a search of their vehicle on Friday morning resulted in the discovery of unlicensed firearm and ammunition, as well as prohibited ammunition. They are 23-year-old Cameron Adolphus of Borough Broom, Belize District, and 20-year-old Vaughn Kolzak of Roaring Creek, Cayo. ASP Stacey Smith shared more details today.
Police have formally arrested and jointly charged 23-year-old Cameron Adolphus of Barrel Boom Village and Vaughn Kolzak, 20 years of age, of Roaring Creek Village for the offense of kept firearm without a gun license, 1 count of kept ammunition without a gun license, and 1 count of kept prohibited ammunition. These charges follow a police operation which was carried out on Friday, 15 May 2026, around 8:30 a.m. in Belmopan City, where a vehicle which they were on board was intercepted, and a search of that vehicle led to the discovery of a 9mm Beretta pistol, 28 live rounds of 7.62 caliber ammunition, 15 live rounds of .22 caliber ammunition, and 8 live rounds of 9mm ammunition. Adolphus has since pleaded guilty and Kolzak not guilty. Both individuals, however, have since been remanded to the Belize Central Prison, where Adolphus awaits sentencing and Kolzak further court appearance. Certainly, we know the border, the porous border, serves as one of those areas that illegal firearms are brought in. We saw the instance where one person sought to import a number of firearms, but thankfully the check that happens at custom, that was intercepted. We continue our efforts on our part to try to conduct operations along the borderlines and those porous areas with a view to deterring these type of activities. The mobile interdiction team is one unit that is particularly tasked with such a mandate. And we continue to invest in intelligence and other surveillance operations for us to detect and intercept these unlicensed weapons.
Also found inside the vehicle were 2 uniforms, one for the BDF and another for a security guard, but the police have not yet brought charges for those. 28-year-old Christopher Roger Witzel is on remand at the Belize Central Prison after pleading guilty to assaulting his 59-year-old mother with a knife and robbing her of $9 on the eve of Mother's Day. The domestic assault occurred around 10:30 p.m. on Saturday, May 9, while his mother was preparing food for the special day. After rejecting a plate of food, Witzel demanded money from his mother. When she refused, he searched her purse, followed her through the house, and eventually pulled a silver knife. He pointed the weapon at her face, searched her pockets, and stole a $5 bill and 2 $2 bills. Witzel was arrested on Mother's Day, May 10, and appeared unrepresented before a Belize City magistrate on Friday. He pleaded guilty to aggravated assault and theft. The court has deferred Witzel's sentencing until Thursday, June 11, 2026. This is his second domestic arrest this year, following a February incident where he allegedly assaulted his girlfriend and several police officers. 3 residents of San Jose Orange Walk were recently charged with drug possession with the intent to sell or drug trafficking after 12 grams of crack cocaine were discovered at their residence. They are 41-year-old Arturo O, 39-year-old Ileana Angeles, and 29-year-old Gilda Guardado. ASP Stacy Smith shared more.
Police have formally arrested and jointly charged 41-year-old Arturo O, 39-year-old Ileana Angeles, and 29-year-old Gilda Guardado, all of San Jose Village, Orange Walk, for the offense of possession of controlled drugs with intent to supply to another, more commonly known as drug trafficking. These charges follow police operation at their residence, which resulted in the discovery of 12 grams of crack.
Meanwhile, as part of an SOE sanction operation, a Belize City man, 34-year-old Thomas Ferguson, has been arrested and charged for the possession of an unlicensed firearm and ammunition. ASP Stacy Smith shared additional information with the media earlier today.
Police attached to the Gang Intelligence Investigation and Interdiction Unit GI3 have formally arrested and charged 34-year-old Thomas Ferguson of Electric Avenue, Belize City, for the offense of kept firearm without a gun license and kept ammunition without a gun license. This arrest follows an SOE sanction operation in a declared area, which was carried out by that team at the residence of Ferguson, which led to the discovery of a black in color 9mm pistol, which contained 15 live rounds of 9mm ammunition.
Thus far, 15 people have been detained under the latest SOE and more are being sought. And with that, we've come to the end of our newscast. The repeat can be viewed on this station later tonight at 9 and again tomorrow at midday. Join us again tomorrow for another edition of the news. And remember, you can always catch up with the day's top stories on our YouTube channel and Facebook page under XTV Belize. And you can watch the evening news live on our XTV BHNI app. I am Drea Espinosa. Have a safe and enjoyable evening.